Good evening and welcome back to the Yawhg. I decided I want to play more of this, so let's go. We'll go with those two this time. The Yawhg will be here in 6 weeks and no one expects it. Not a one of us. We just keep on living our lives week by week unaware. Let's go to the arena and compete and fight because we don't have any money yet. You spend the week fighting brutes in the arena. You gain 2 physique and 1 finesse. One day, in between matches, you stumble upon one of the higher ranked fighters ingesting illegal strength potions. Terrible. Please,
sir, don't report me.
she cries.
I'll even share some of my potion with you if you keep quiet.
She adds. No, fuck that. You report the fighter to the arena officials. They thank you for bringing it to their attention and hand you a small sack of coins. You gain 2 wealth. The fighter is investigated and receives a lifetime ban from the arena. Let's go to the tavern. Bartend. You spend the week serving drinks at the tavern. You earn 1 wealth in tips and gain 2 charm. One day the tavern throws its annual dart tournament. Don't think we're good enough for that. You watch the tournament from the sidelines, analysing throwing techniques. You gain 1 finesse. They say the last time it came, the Yawhg devoured houses whole, stole lives, tore families and family members apart. But that was so very long ago. Alchemy Tower. Brew potion. You spend the week experimenting with different potion brews. You gain 2 magic and 1 mind. One day you hear one of the alchemists shout, "Eureka!" When you look over to see what he's done, you spot a small previously dead ferret come to life. "I figured out the antidote to death," the alchemist exclaims. The undead ferret lets out a horrific noise and lumbers about slowly. Well done. "That's amazing," you say, slightly discomforted by the ferret's presence. You didn't hurt the alchemist's feelings. You gain 1 charm. Let's bartend again. You spend the week serving drinks at the tavern, earn 1 wealth in tips and gain 2 charm. That's fortune teller again. This is the problem you get, is you get a lot of repeated, options. But apart from that, I love this game. Screw it, why not? Yeah, love, wealth, stuff, kiss, here's your love, here's the wealth. Yeah, you're still a hack. It was honest in a heartbeat, or so the stories go. The earth shook, the air went still. Let's go back to the arena and compete and fight again. You spend the week fighting brutes in the arena. You gain 2 physique and 1 finesse. During a match, another warrior's weapon is locked from their grasp. You barely manage to avoid it. With a sickening crunch, it destroys the knee of a nearby bystander. He accuses you of causing him harm by not stopping the flying weapon. He takes you to court. I'm gonna try defending myself. You object, but you can't seem to convince the judge. He rules in the plaintiff's favour and orders you to surrender 2 wealth. Did I have 2 wealth? Let's attend a ball. You spend the week attending fancy gatherings. You gain 2 charm and 1 finesse. One day you hear somebody shouting something in the hallway. "There's a bomb in the palace!" they scream. There is a mass panic as people try desperately to escape the palace's walls. Locate and disarm the bomb or run away. Run. You get out just before the bomb goes off. A huge explosion occurs, knocking you off your feet and completely wrecking the castle. And then the world was a howling fury, chaos, screaming, the sound of all we knew being pulled in half. And now the palace is gone. Let's go to the slums and fight crime. You spend the week outsmarting and beating up criminals. You gain 1 mind, 1 physique and 1 finesse. One day woman in a beautiful but tattered dress comes up to you with her hands outstretched. She looks extremely familiar, but you can't quite figure out who she reminds you of. Well, I haven't got any wealth. She walks away, clutching at her stomach. The next night, you notice her and she looks very weak. You feel terrible. You lose one mind. Well, our trip to the palace went well. Let's go hunting. You spend the week hunting the fenceless critters. You gain 2 finesse and sell the pelts for 1 wealth. Oh god. One day you stumble upon a corpse hanging from a tree. Carved into the tree is written, "Now that I'm banned from the arena, I have nothing to live for." Underneath the tree lay broken potion bottles. Be respectful. It's our fault that they're dead. You cut the corpse down from the tree and burrow in a shallow grave. That was a lot of work. You gain 1 physique. When it arrives this time, how will we fare? Will we once more rebuild? Move on? Be strong? Or have we forgotten? Let's fight crime again. You spend the week outsmarting and beating up criminals. You gain 1 mind, 1 physique, and 1 finesse. One night, oh, fuck's sake. Well, I'll try. You don't have a penny you could spare. You end up hanging out all night though, talking with a child. Hearing a child's outlook on the world allows you to see things in a slightly different light. You gain 1 mind. What's she good at? I guess go back to the tavern. You spend the week serving drinks at the tavern. You earn 1 wealth in tips and gain 2 charm. One day a bard pulls out his lute in the bar and starts playing a tune. Unfortunately, his singing is horrible and is ruining the tavern's atmosphere. You decide to do something about it. Challenge him to a lute duel? Yeah, why not? You borrow the bar's owner's lute and challenge the bard to a musical duel. You play out a beautifully complex combination of arpeggios. The tavern roars with applause. The bard tries his best to replicate your piece, but ends up dropping his lute, snapping it in half. He bows his head shamefully in defeat and walks out of the tavern. You gain 1 finesse and 1 charm. The Yawhg, it's almost here. Almost. I fight crime. You spend the week outsmarting and beating up criminals. You gain 1 mind, 1 physique, and 1 finesse. One day, a woman walks up to you. Oh god. Excuse
me, sir. Feeling a little lonely tonight? She asks. For only a small amount of coin, I can make you feel good all night.
I don't have the coin. Your loss. Let's help out people at the hospital. 10 patients. You spend the week diagnosing and tending to the sick. You gain 2 mind and earn 1 wealth. One day, while in the maternity ward, you notice a woman about to give birth. The baby she births is no ordinary baby, however. Its skin is pitch black and shiny, and its eyes glow like an orange flame. It wrestles itself from the doctor's hand and tries to fly away. "Stop that demon!" yells the doctor. We're not good at either. Use your strength. You put yourself between the demon and the exit. The baby demon powers past you out of the door, flying into the night sky. The storm arrives in the night. By the morning it still rages. For 3 full days the tempest puts us through a grinder. Drowns us, crushes us, ruins us. But then it ends. We see the graveyard our home has become. Our home. Does anything yet live? Is it? Are we past saving? Right, so you shall be a builder. You take it upon yourself to help rebuild the town by hand. You rebuild homes at breakneck speed, impressing the rest of the survivors. This helps the rebuilding effort significantly. And you shall be the leader. You take it upon yourself to be the leader of the survivors. You expertly delegate and prioritize tasks. You give motivating speeches and act as an effective mediator in disputes. This helps the rebuilding effort significantly. And so, we set about our tasks, once more living our lives. This time in a way we might never have expected, or even wanted, but in the end... We flourished. Towers once wrecked and ravaged rose towards the sky. Trees again took root, then blossomed. We all blossomed. And though it took a long while, and though it took a lot from us, our future is bright. Should the Yawhg ever return, we will be ready. We succeeded again. I feel like I'm gonna do one more of these and completely fail it and see how much destruction and chaos we can cause. With the town rebuilt, you decide to become a full-time arena warrior. You slowly rise to rank, knocking out scores of fighters, even ones as great as Jean the Beautiful. Before long, you become the arena champion. You travel across the world fighting the very best of the best. Tales are sung far and wide of your mighty feats of strength. Wow, we actually got a good ending. With the old tavern owner dying in the Yawhg, you decide to take on the task. Before long, the tavern's busier than ever, filled with good music, games and friends. Your tavern's doing so great that every other tavern in the area has closed down. You start a chain of taverns throughout the city to fill the demand. Each new tavern you open makes it more difficult to manage all of them. You begin enacting policies that make it easier for you to keep track of how the taverns are being run. The taverns also start to become bland and uninteresting place to be, but since you have a monopoly, you're still making ridiculous amounts of money. So that's a good ending.